Laura Ingraham made a particularly incorrect point on her Fox News program, and I'll show it to you. But what's more important about this story is the deeply beautiful ad that was put together by Midas Touch, which does incredible work, just absolutely exposing her for how wrong she is in the statement I'm about to show you. Take a look at this for context, and then we'll look at this ad. One of the best things I've seen in a very long time.
Statements, they were echoed all weekend long. Now,
to be clear, she's responding to people pointing at the right wing's rhetoric and saying this caused the attack on Paul Pelosi.
Notice the would-be speech police, they never name names because they can't. Now, which Republican official or candidate has ever condoned or in any way encouraged any type of violent assault? Can you start naming them? I can't.
So that statement will be used multiple times in this ad, and they juxtapose it against the constant rhetoric we've seen from right-wingers. Again, huge credit to Midas Touch. Take a look at this.
Now, which Republican official or candidate has ever condoned or in any way encouraged any type of violent assault? Can you start naming them? I can't.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you. Knock the crap out of him.
Maybe he should have been roughed up.
They never name names because they can't.
I want you to watch Nancy Pelosi hand that down. It'll be hard not to hit her with it, but I will bang it down.
It's a crime punishable by death, is what treason is. Nancy Pelosi is guilty of treason, and we want her out.
They never name names because they can't.
That is a depiction of Representative Gosar carrying swords, attacking Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
They never name names.
Let's have trial by combat.
Today is the day American patriots start taking down names and kicking ass.
We will not go quietly into the night.
Striking fear in the hearts of liberals everywhere, folks.
Get on the phone, call your congressman. You can lightly threaten them. I'm coming after you. Madison Cawthorn's coming after you. Everybody's coming after you.
I don't think liberals thought this whole mask thing through. You better believe I'm coming with my Springfield XDS.
The swamp isn't truly drained until we've nailed the hides of the alligators to the wall.
They never name names because they can't.
Second term kicks off with firing Wray, firing Fauci. I'd put the heads on pikes, right? I'd put them at the two corners of the White House as a warning.
I said, okay, Lord, let's get right to the violence. That's what I'm saying.
You don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
Now, which Republican official or candidate has ever condoned or in any way encouraged any type of violent assault? Can you start naming them? I can't.
That is how you do it. So some of that was probably hard to hear for our podcast listeners, but let me attempt. They did some Trump clips, but then they did the Kevin McCarthy where he said it's going to be hard not to hit Nancy Pelosi with a gavel. And then they did this is nutso world. Marjorie Taylor Greene saying treason is punishable by death and Nancy Pelosi is guilty of treason. That's the words that she's saying. Let's just watch that part one more time because that's almost hard to even believe.
Punishable by death.
But I will bang it down.
It's a crime punishable by death, is what treason is. Nancy Pelosi is guilty of treason, and we want her out.
So all you're saying there, in one step removed from what I'm about to say, is just kill Nancy Pelosi or Nancy Pelosi should die. And they keep cutting back to that Laura Ingraham clip over and over. Then they have some January 6th stuff. Madison Cawthorn saying, yeah, lightly threaten them. Let them know that we're coming for you. The obsession with people like Lauren Boebert with guns and political ads, and Donald Trump Jr. saying, as he's shooting, I'm striking fear in the hearts of liberals. Matt Gaetz going, the only way you drain the swamp, and they always say the swamp creatures are the Democrats and all those, is to pin the heads of the alligators against the wall or their hides against the wall. Then you have Steve Bannon saying that Fauci's head should be put on a pike outside of the White House. His head. And then more from January 6th. So yeah, I think it's fair to say that the attack on Paul Pelosi was directly caused by the rhetoric we've seen on the right. And is there some violent rhetoric on the left? Yes. Is it anywhere even close to comparable in any world at all? No. And we're going to keep seeing things. It's going to keep getting worse, what we're seeing, like the attack on Paul Pelosi, a man who was there, beat an 82-year-old man in the head with a hammer, has talked about all of his conspiracy theories that he believes in, right-wing conspiracy theories. A co-worker of his from the past talked about how he just got lost in these internet right-wing rabbit holes and kind of lost his mind based off of them. And he wanted to wait for Nancy Pelosi to get home, ask her questions, and if she lied, in his mind, he was going to break her kneecaps so that when she gets wheeled in on the House of Congress in a wheelchair, it'll be a stark reminder to all the other Democrats that they shouldn't do what she's done. Lunacy, but that's what's being encouraged whenever you say we need to put the head of Fauci, who was, giving good medical advice on a pike outside the White House. So Midas Touch is so good at not just saying the correct message, but saying it in such an impactful way. So huge credit to them. But this matters, and I am so terrified. I was just talking with a friend. He responded to one of my videos and texted me about it and was saying, there's just no way you don't fall into a devastating future and present whenever one side can't even get the strength to condemn clear political violence. We can't even expect the right wing and their leaders to clearly and unequivocally condemn what we saw with Paul Pelosi. Instead, people like Donald Trump Jr. are posting animations of Paul Pelosi having sex with his attacker. That's what's going on instead. It's disgusting. And it's not just something that we should be disgusted by, but honestly deeply fearful of, because it's going to keep getting worse until we see a big change in who rises up within the right-wing Republican movement. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before any of the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get access to an extra full show every Saturday that only members can see, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley, and there is a link in the description.